Hello and welcome back to Pokémon Y. Now something Stephen and I noticed between parts is we haven't actually commented on the names X and Y. And there is kind of like a symbolic thing throughout the game, but I remember thinking, what the fuck, when these were first announced. What about you two?
Yeah, it's just really odd that they just suddenly decide, let's go with letters now. We've been going with colours and elements. Let's just go for the alphabet now for some reason.
Yeah.
And to make it even more bothersome, we're not going to do a third version.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, we were all so expecting a Pokemon Z, weren't we, really? Like, just as how they usually do, like, the complete edition sort of thing, like, with, you know, Yellow, Crystal, Emerald, Platinum. But no, we didn't get a fucking Pokemon Z, like, which, like, I kind of think could have been cool, just because, like, I think there are some, like, rough edges this game that could have picked up. Chris, do you remember when this game was, like, first announced much about that?
Not too much, no. I did find it weird that it was called X and Y though.
Yeah, because, like, I seem to recall when Stephen and I first saw it when we were meant to be working in school.
Yes.
Because, like, you know, we were so passionate about that fucking IT coursework, weren't we?
And it's helped me to this very day.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get your life on on track, you need a level 3 BTEC. That's how you get through your fucking like livelihood. But yeah, I remember like they had. I think this was like a specific Pokemon Direct they first announced these in. We ended up just catching up on the news after the fact because they had it at like fucking 12 in the afternoon when everyone's around to watch it, clearly. Well, I suppose it's either that or the other things they do where it's like, oh yeah, we'll put this stream on at like 3 in the morning, that'll work. I seem to recall the one that stands out most to me was the initial like reveal trailer or like initial like first bit of actual information we got for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and that was because it was at 5 in the morning our time from like some Japanese TV show that someone was like streaming a copy of, and yeah, after like loads of fucking around for like loads of Japanese skits and stuff that no one I was watching with understood a word of, there was just finally the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire footage. It was just like Groudon and Kyogre just sort of chilling. It told us fucking nothing. That was such a fucking waste of an evening. Or a fucking morning even, but, you know, had to see it. And of course see the, wow, it's fucking nothing memes from that.
I love that.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny, yeah.
Well, I did like the announcement trailer for X and Y though. Definitely showed. It made me really intrigued by the legendaries.
And I think the fact that it was clearly like the first main series Pokemon game in a 3D plane was something that like was really kind of big at that point, because like they were still doing DS games way later. Like the DS was well out by the time that Gen 5 was out, wasn't it? So, you know, the fact that we were finally making that jump to 3D, and we didn't know that it would perform like shit in spite of it, but you know, like it's really cool the fact like that there is this jump and that you got a slightly tilted camera a little bit, and you know, it just feels that much more engrossing, I would say. But yes, we're at this sort of mysterious old building place that, yeah, is very interesting, and we're going to steal shit from it regardless.
Yeah, this is pretty much a side plot. It keeps you distracted because there's something obstructing your way, unfortunately.
There is. It's a thing obstructing our way that has been obstructing our way in many games before.
Yeah, for about 20 years now, it's been in the way of roads.
Will he ever wake up? He's dead. He should have probably told you that 20 years ago.
Yeah, but he has learnt to stand up after all this time.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, imagine if you needed to move a sleeping Snorlax though, and you, like, say you needed to, like, build on a plot of land or something, would you have to just get, like, a crane just to lift him up? Like, just hook up Snorlax to the crane, lift him up, move him over there, there's a field there, you can go sleep there, it'll be fine.
So what I really like though is the fact that if you line up all of the sprites in order of their appearance and then put the 3D model at the end, it looks like Snorlax is struggling to get up and then eventually stands up. It's perfect.
I have seen that before, yeah. Anyway, this guy is making us do his work for him. Thanks. Yeah, let's plant some fucking berries.
And I never visited again.
Trust me, I won't. I won't ever come back. That's what happens when you try to offload your labour onto me.
It's like you only ever need one of each berry anyway, because if you go online, they use the item, but because it's online, it comes back instantly after you're done in the battle. Yeah.
Plus, like, a lot of the time, the berries themselves, they're single use in a battle, whereas compare that to, like, say, leftovers or something that's infinitely more useful. Like, whether that's just like in casual play or whether you're like battling seriously, you're not really gonna use berries. Do people use berries in competitive?
Yeah, people do use them because there are Pokemon that have moves like Recycle, which brings back the berry after a use. And some Pokemon also have an ability that's similar to the move that brings them back. So they become... Oh, it's Harvest, that's it. Yeah, it allows you to use the berry numerous times throughout the battle.
I thought Harvest was stand that went and picked up all the coins.
No.
What was that guy's name? Shigekiu, wasn't it?
Shigekiu, yeah.
Yeah, he was an interesting character from Part 4.
How old was he?
I don't know, like, I think he was... Wasn't that like middle school he was in?
Something like that, but he does not look it.
Well, he looks both very young and also like a decrepit old man.
Yeah.
At the same time.
And he's got horns poking out of his head. Does nobody ever question it?
They don't question why the other guy's so short either, but fuck it.
It genuinely looks like Snorlax has died.
They've been shot.
He's just holding the wall.
Oh, fuck!
I just want someone to put over a constant scream when he's like that. You're just stood there, they're having a conversation, but you can't hear them because all you can hear is ah!
Now this is a really pretty environment. You gotta agree with me there, yeah.
Also, her artwork looks nothing like a character model.
Yeah, she seems to put on a lot of weight between like the start of the battle and her actually appearing on screen. It's very weirdly inconsistent. But again, in terms of like the environments here, like this is quite a detailed area, like that resembles where we actually were. Sometimes they do have distinct battle arenas for that. Other times they have that generic looking grey area, which is fucking boring to look at, I've got to admit.
Yeah, the areas in this game don't look particularly great. Often enough they look kind of flat.
Well, see, like, this does the job. I like this. This is a pretty background. And the ones that are actually set to the particular area all look cool. It's just when they go to the generic ones that are the problem. Like, there are some other ones that look cool, like the fucking, like, there's a beach one that I like the look of as well, and then, like, some of the gym leader ones are cool. Like, the gym battles tend to be the generic grey one, which is shit. Then you get to, like, the actual leader and you get some kind of cool, like, environments around you, which I appreciate. Yeah, we can do that at last.
Yeah, you finally got a fire type move. When we no longer need it.
Hey, I'm sure there'll be some bugs and grass types around here somewhere, maybe. Although the Panseal will get replaced soon enough. Yeah. So, no, who gives a shit, really? But Gulpin, I'm suffering from the fact that I don't actually have a psychic type here. Because I don't think I actually have anything. What are Poison's other weaknesses?
Ground.
Oh, ground, yeah. But like, I don't really have anything for that either, so I've just got to sort of, you know, bluff me way through this one. Which sucks, but hey.
So, although poison is also super effective against fairy types.
That is very true. So it's poison and steel?
Yes.
Yeah, it is steel, because I end up using that as a bit of a crutch when I get later on in the game. Flail. What one was that one? I'm gonna look. Flail was about aimlessly to attack.
The less HP
Yeah.
you have, the more powerful it is. Which is a move people often put on their Magikarps.
That sounds quite useful. Yeah, let's make the most of the fact that this thing is a useless piece of shit. Magikarp can't learn Endeavour, can it?
No, it cannot.
Ah, that's a shame. Because that would be like a way to have the most useless, effective Pokemon setup, wouldn't it? It's time to give Squirtle some love, because
Fair enough.
I haven't really used the Squirtle much to my recollection, so to give him a bit of a chance to battle, especially like given he's a couple of levels off of evolving, so I might be able to actually get some use out of my Wartortle. Which, you know, like, Squirtle's a design. What do we think of it, taking into account like it on its own, not that it's not Charmander?
I love it.
And Chris, what do you think of Squirtle?
Yeah, brilliant design, yeah.
It is. In a way, it's a bit of a shame that it gets overshadowed by Charmander so much, but then, you know, you're going to go with Charmander, aren't you?
I mean, both of them get great final evolutions.
Yeah, and then Bulbasaur also is there.
Just leave Bulbasaur alone.
He's happy to be here.
He still is useful as them. He just doesn't have as compelling a design.
I think the poison type thing probably hurts him in terms of giving him more weaknesses as well. Which, it is kind of odd that, especially out the gate, you know, they gave him like the extra type compared to the others. Like, I can understand them like changing it up a bit in later generations, but the fact that you just got this really vulnerable Bulbasaur in the first gen, I'm not sure how I feel about that. The owner of the palace like agrees that you can't have too much money. I like this guy's way of thinking. It costs a fucking grand to get in. Jesus fucking Christ, too. How much money do you need? To be fair, all this really does mean is that he's very good at capitalism. You can't fault him there. So what's that grand for both of us?
Apparently, which means Shauna never pays you back.
Yeah, she's fucking freeloader thing. Oh no, it's fine. She gave us a paralysed hill off the floor. That makes up for it.
Don't worry, you get to beat her in battles later on and take far more than a grand from her.
it pays itself back eventually. She's a good investment like that.
Karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch, and so am I.
Yeah, nice Milotic statue.
It actually is. Like I think they're Pawniards on the other side, aren't they?
Bishops, I think.
Bishops, they're the evolved Pawniards,
Yes.
right? Yeah, they're cool. And what the fuck is that?
I don't know, but it's not a Pokemon.
It might be. We just might not know what it is yet.
It's just like those fish that appear in the Gen 1 anime. They're just generic fish.
Yeah. Alright, I will say in this back garden here somewhere is the HM for car. I am not going to get it. I will never get it because I completely forgot that it was here. But the good thing is, this game is designed in a way that you don't need cut, so you don't need to waste a slot, which I appreciate immensely. But the main gimmick here, that might have been it that I just run past, I'm not sure. This guy's Furfrou has run off into the garden and we need to like find it and essentially corner it, which is, you know, if an animal's run away, that's a good way to get it back on your side, isn't it? Yeah. Corner it and intimidate it.
I like the little nod to X and Y with... No, not X and Y. Black and white with the statues of Reshiram and Zekrom.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. I like seeing the statues of legendary Pokemon.
It's like also the grass is cut into the shapes of Pokemon.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
What Pokemon do they show off?
I think one of them's Soul Rock, but one of the patches, it isn't a Pokemon. It's some weird shape.
Oh, that might be the one that might be this that we've got to,
Probably, yeah.
track this Furfrou down in. Because he's sort of like the Farfetch'd from Gen 2. Like, if you remember in the Ilex Forest where you had to sort of, like, capture that. It's a similar sort of deal, but we've got to do some teamwork with Shauna, which is going to go down really well. Right, I seem to recall this took me quite a while on my first run. It doesn't take me too long here. Like, I think I'll fuck up a couple of times maybe, but we'll see. I just want to sort of plant her somewhere useful and I can't really remember where. Yeah, fuck it, Furfru's off. I'm thinking.
Yes. So overall, this is just padding to get to the point of moving the Snorlax because you need the float.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, someone owns it and they won't give it to you.
Fucking dick. Maybe it would. Shauna, let's make you useful.
It's the fact that you have to tell her where to go. She can't think for herself.
Of course she can't. She's fucking stupid. Like, I like Shauna as a character, but she's dumb. Like, when you get shit like this, and the fact that she was like stating the obvious kind of things anyway. Like, what was the point of her even standing there if we're going to bring it here? What the fuck? You were useful, Shauna. You were very useful to us, except you weren't.
Yeah, my dear beloved Furfrou, that clearly doesn't want to be with me.
Yeah. Bond has been proven. Are you like related to Mr. Bonding here? He's got the same face though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, like, this guy is like the wealthy guy, the guy who did well for himself, so... Unless Mr. Bonding is in the money and that's why he can afford all these power things.
Even Shauna says that maybe Furfrou would have been better off if we didn't stop it.
Yeah, just let Furfrou go wild. Let him finally get away. Yeah, that was a fucking adventure enough, wasn't it?
No, there's Reshiram.
Yeah, that's actually quite a detailed model that they've got for the statue of Reshiram there. And I am a sucker
statue
for
of Golurk.
with like a Palpitoad at the bottom. That's cool. There's a lot of black and white love in that garden, isn't there?
I can't remember correctly. I think the person who made Vanillite line made Golurk. I think Vanillite is like the Vanillite line was the only bad designs that the person who designed
Wasn't it James
made.
Turner?
I can't remember the name.
I remember he's got the only name out of all of them that I can actually pronounce.
Yeah, it's like that's the only bad line of designs he's made. The rest are great.
I'm sorry, we did miss the amazing dialogue from the guy waiting at the front. Did you see what he said? He said, "Don't sleep in the king's bed. That's illegal."
Oh, God.
Like, that's my shit. I don't care.
It's because you're shit.
True. Let's go up here. Do you ever get the vibe that certain people aren't dressed for the situation they're in? Yeah, they show up with a backpacker and, like, our streetwear. Do Pokemon need a human bed to sleep in?
I don't know, and I don't want to know, honestly.
Hmm.
Oh, look, Meryl. That gained the fairy type.
It did indeed, yes.
Along with Azumarill, and it became a beast because of it.
Yeah, like the fairy type was a buff to so many fucking Pokemon, really, wasn't it? I do find it odd that Mr. Mime got fairy type.
Yeah, that's
There is a
interesting.
type they give to anything, though, isn't it?
Not really.
I don't know, Mr. Mime's got it.
Sort of
How's
like
he a
magical
fairy?
beings and that.
Why did they call it magic type? Isn't it? Cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess anything like I guess they are gonna try and be quite liberal with it just to sort of stack up the type pool a little bit. But like, there's not really that many fairy type moves, though, are there? to my knowledge. Like, at least in terms of offensive moves.
Yeah, but the main ones that are there are very useful, but they're mainly special type.
Because like, I can think of like, in terms of actual offensive moves that actually damage, like Dazzling Gleam. What else is there?
Moon Blast.
Oh yeah.
Draining Kiss.
Did you just make that up?
No, that is one. It's a physical move, and it does drain health.
Anyway, this is kind of a like interesting little sequence, you know, just seeing the gardens, and we're going to see the fireworks in a second as well. And I didn't notice them strategic
Yeah, he's
last
got
time.
good taste in dragons.
Yeah, but it's not fully realised dragon. That actually looks pretty for the 3DS.
Yeah.
I do like the fireworks display here.
And then the internet started asking questions about Shauna's sexuality.
Well, I mean, like, it is like a trope in like, you know, anime stuff and that like the couples watch fireworks together and that. So like, I can kind of see why people are latching onto that, but still, it's a bit of a reach given like they specifically said like, I'm glad to be your friend or something like that. Go get it, my loyal bitch.
Shabano Castle, that is the most pompous, twatty name I've ever heard.
We actually got something well from a rich person. Like, how fucking stingy is he? He wants it back. Like, you can afford another one, mate. Come the fuck on. This is our info dump on Mega Evolution, but we're not really getting much from it. Yes, after the fireworks date, we get protection.
Oh, I think one of the areas in the garden is a Chandelure, and the other one's a Pyro.
Maybe. I can't really see from this angle, though. You can't really see it that well, but...
I'm pretty sure it is Chandelure and Pyro. And Soul Rock.
It's weird that they just pick out Pokemon like that and they're not like legendaries or something. Especially given he's got the statues of like the fucking Reshiram and Zekrom. Yes, that's how mirrors tend to work when I do that. That's dark. Like, this Pokemon that never sleeps, so it's gonna be our weapon full time. Like, fucking hell, dude.
So I wonder if they ever had Koalas.
What's that one?
That's the Koala Pokemon in Gen 7. It's constantly asleep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. How is that useful?
It's like it can't use rest and it can't be... I can't recall if it can have any status elements put on it at all.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon from Gen 7 that, like, you might name them and it'll just be, like, completely over me head. Because, like, that's just sort of my cut-off point. And maybe it is because I wasn't really that impressed with, like, Sun and Moon. But, like, I just think of it and it's like, huh? Like, what's that?
It's like, ever since I was reminded of Yangmo-o, Hakamo-o, and Komo-o.
Come on!
It's like, I never forget them now, after that one moment.
Oh yeah, that was fun when I made you open the fucking yellow part with it. Well, see, the thing you don't get there is he's rich and he's a snob. He doesn't need to spend time with people.
Yeah, reference to Gold and Silver.
Yeah, you know, good games to acknowledge. Like, you notice how he doesn't have any diamonds and pearls?
Fuck off.
Just throwing that out
No
there.
one cares what you think.
I care.
Do you really?
No.
Do you really? Yeah, there we go. Case settled. I win.
Nah.
Yeah, there really isn't that much to talk about at this point because it is just padding to get past the Snorlax.
It's like this particular section isn't really that interesting. And this is a thing that happens a lot. People ask for tips for giving information. And like, no.
It does
Fuck
nothing.
off.
Yeah, it does nothing if you give the tips. You're just losing money.
Yeah. And it's like, did you really help me out enough to justify this? Because no, you didn't. You just gave me some backstory that I probably could have read on fucking Wikipedia or something. Just saying. Just fucking putting that out there. But ladies and gentlemen, join us next time for part 7, where we'll finally go and approach that goddamn Snorlax. See you then.